we have to do our homework on European level, but especially also on the national level. And I said structural reforms is very much linked with the national homework. It's a bottom-up process in many of these questions rather than a top-down process.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the panel just to sort of make any concluding remarks. I think we should wrap up. But so we go in reverse order. Matthias, I mean, when you're concluding, I mean, what would be the single thing that you would like the panel and the audience to take away? What's the thing that could most help the EIB deliver its mandate most effectively? What are the key things that you think?
To my opinion, it's really a message of cooperation. And I think EIB's readiness to use the financial strengths that we have now through EFSI to put this really at work for our continent. I think we all agree, and that's why we're sitting here, that the endeavor to actually create Europe is a bottom-up process. And EIB is at the bottom. We are looking at projects. We are looking at projects that we are trying to make to come through. And I think readiness for cooperation is actually the key message that we would like to send out.
Gordon Bino, again, a similar question. What would be the single or the two or three main things that you think could make for a better investment climate in Europe that you would prioritize?
I think the number one notion is to keep up the understanding that there's a unique opportunity now that private sector money is there in abundance at historically low cost, and Europe would miss out on this opportunity. And this is not just European money, from all over the world ready to come and invest in Europe. We shouldn't miss out on this opportunity to put our house in order in terms of infrastructure for long term. We should use this opportunity, and to be there we need good quality intermediary functions like the EIB is doing, and we need deregulation in the right sense. And I agree with Thomas Steffen's precision remarks. We need good quality targeted deregulation, getting away from the hurdles, and then we need projects, and that requires intelligent, fast-moving government.
Yeah, this is very true. It's about speed, and I think the basic question that we should all take home is, since we are all Europeans, how can we safeguard our social economic model in a globalized world? That means we have to be more competitive because the rest of the world is not waiting for Europe, and that is why we have to draft that comprehensive picture with viable projects with a good frame for private investments. Otherwise, we will not survive. And it's really about speed on the private side, speed on the public side. So investors should also let their governments know whether the government is doing a good job or not in that respect. Or maybe sometimes, since I'm a convinced civil servant, everybody's free to tell me you are too slow, and then I will talk to my staff to see how can we accelerate our processes, decision making, approaching the minister maybe faster, pushing the minister to have a faster decision made, and the feedback to the staff. All these issues. So we are very open-minded to do that. At the end of the day, I guess there's something in English which is also true for private investments and with the EFSI. The pudding. What is it? The pudding. The truth of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes, proof of the pudding.
So we have to go on. We have to be as precise as possible. Let's just do it.
Vasil, the other members of the panel clearly have put the focus on national governments, particularly to deliver speedy and effective governance. I mean, and regulation. Work for a national government. You used to work in the private sector, but now you are in national government. What's your key message or key priority for? What would be your key takeaway, or the key point you would like the audience to take away in terms of what needs to be done?
I think Thomas indicated very clearly that ministers should work harder and faster. So it's a clear message to me, but cross-border message. But seriously, I think that it is really about the ability to have the dialogue and to listen to each other between the public and private space, between the public sector and private sector. Because otherwise we will not be able to move forward. And I want to mention that this is not only public-private, it's not only business and governments, it's also the civil society as such, because this is very much the agenda for the people, for the people of Europe. And it is in our joint interest to make sure that Europe is prosperous, that we have a competitive economic model which can sustain the social system we have created and which is a jewel of Europe. So I think the ability to cooperate, ability to listen, to get together on specific projects, translate this dialogue into specific projects, and to get rid of a lot of red tape, bureaucracy, things which just not allow, as the others were saying, not allow us to move quickly enough. And I think from this point of view, because I think you're from UK, yes?
Yes, yes.
So in a way, the UK referendum and Brexit thread is a positive thing, because I think it pushes the Europe to look at its regulations, look at the red tape, do a kind of audit of all the regulation that exists in Europe, because I think this is a big part of the discussion in UK. And I think we do need it. We need to get lighter, quicker, more dynamic, and quicker to action. So that's my main message, and at least what I take from this discussion.
Very good. Well, I'll take back to London the message that the Brexit referendum is
it's a good thing for Europe.
It's a very good thing for Europe.
Brexit not, but the discussion is okay.
Well, I'd like to thank the panel. It was a fascinating panel. I'd say I was here last year for a very similar panel, and a lot of progress at one level, at a European level, has been made since then. I think the clear message of this panel is that